This is what I was telling you about before we went to commercial break. Everybody's talking about the strong but simple way to stick to your New Year's resolution of getting fit. And it only requires 5 to 10 minutes a day and uses body weight. But is this all too good to be true? NewsNation weekend anchor and fitness instructor Anna Kooiman gets to the core of all of it. Bare minimum workouts. Anna, as a fitness instructor, somebody who has her own fitness app, something tells me you don't subscribe to this specific school of thought. I don't know.
I actually do. Do you know what? Since you mentioned it, I actually have something in my app called 4 Minutes of Fire, and it's 20 seconds of really hard work and 10 seconds off, and you do it for 8 rounds, and it's nature's way of getting you the fittest, the fastest. It's a Tabata. So some of this research has been around for a while, but it is evolving, and some people are saying there is a God. Thank goodness. So, Markie, for a lot of busy Americans, the answer is yes. You really can actually move that needle with way less time than many folks think. But bare minimum means very basic health gains, not a super hot 6-pack bikini bod or like a movie training montage, right? And bare minimum still means religiously sticking to this mini plan. Even if it's a small commitment, you still got to show up, right? So public health experts, as we know, recommend a minimum of 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity exercise each week, or 75 to 150 minutes of intense training a week, plus strength work at least 2 days a week. What's changed, though, Markie, is that we are seeing better data that these exercise snacks count. Studies suggest even a few minutes of this vigorous intensity exercise, like I'm saying, this hard breathing movement, if we do it every day, it's linked to a lower mortality risk in people who are otherwise sedentary. And even if you don't do it every day, if you do it once a week, it still counts.
Okay. Yeah. 4 minutes of fire and bare minimum in my season of life sounds like the ticket right now with 2 under 2 at home, Anna. What's the smart way to do this? And especially without getting hurt, too.
Yeah. Right. So if you are doing something like a 4 minutes of fire, you got to warm up and cool down too. So that's not included in those 4 minutes. The safe way to do this minimum, though, that's making news right now is that we have to think about consistency and progressive overload. So we got to be smart so we don't get injured or burn out. We start slow, we progress as we get stronger, we don't go too hard too soon. But as time goes by, we got to increase intensity somehow, whether it's through resistance or time under tension, in order to get the results we want. So we can improve our fitness with minimal effort, but we also got to remember we can slip back the wrong way too, faster than people expect. So research on detraining shows that VO2 max can start dropping after around 2 weeks off, especially in trained people. Strength tends to hang on a little bit longer. You won't notice the losses there as much. And the biggest hit is when people go from some exercise to no exercise. So think about even when you come back from having the flu or something, you're like, oh my goodness, it's not just the fact that you've been sick, but also that you haven't been training. So we talked to strength training expert and physician Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. She just wrote a book recently, has a big podcast you might be familiar with. She says to chase this minimum, that's a minimum that's a non-negotiable that you're actually going to repeat.
We expect there are going to be moments where we just don't feel like it. So we don't rely on motivation. We commit, we set a standard, and we execute on that standard. And by doing that, we connect that to the reason why we are doing it. Then habits no longer take this cognitive load. It's just something you do, like brushing your teeth.
Like brushing your teeth, exactly. If we can all have a paradigm shift, that helps. As a fitness trainer myself, I coach 4 classes a week, typically, 4 group classes a week. And bottom line, I say minimum can work best when we consider this sort of our floor and it's our launching pad to do more later, not a finish line. And Markie, another tip, if folks are thinking about maybe this might be for me, a few minutes of exercise, do the 5-minute rule. You go, oh, I don't want to train today, I don't want to work out. If you just get your body moving for 5 minutes, very often you'll want to do more. And even if you decide, nope, 5 minutes is enough, at least you didn't get out of your routine.
Yeah, and you know, after we wake up so early for the show, you and I both have kids, there are a lot of days where I'm like, I don't want to do it, but I never regret it, right? That's what I always tell myself in my head. Anna, thanks so much. And remember, everybody, you can catch Anna Kooiman every weekend at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 o'clock noon Central.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.